Hello student, good morning. Today we are going to perform one quantitative analysis, and this is determination of strength of sodium hydroxide solution using M/20 oxalic acid solution. So, this is the target or aim of our practical. You can see here, this is the aim, determination of strength of sodium hydroxide solution using oxalic acid solution. In this practical, oxalic acid solution is the primary standard solution and sodium hydroxide solution is the secondary standard solution. Before going to the activity part of this practical, at first we will focus on the theoretical part of this practical. From the name of the practical, I think you understand what is going on, what is the chemistry behind it, what is going on, sodium hydroxide solution reacting with oxalic acid. So, it is basically a very simple acid base titration, and that means it is a acid base titration means what is going on, it is ultimately one neutralization reaction is going on. See the chemical reaction, oxalic acid react with sodium hydroxide one base, what is forming, it is forming one salt, this is sodium oxalate and water. The acid and base means sodium hydroxide and oxalic acid will be equivalent at their end point. So, to detect the end point, what we need one indicator. So, to perform this titration, we ultimately using this indicator, and this indicator is phenolphthalein, which will change its color from colorless to pink. For this practical, what are the required chemicals? The required chemicals are oxalic acid, sodium hydroxide solution and phenolphthalein indicator. And what are the required glass apparatus? The required glass apparatus are burette, pipette, conical flask and funnel. Now, student, come to the activity part of this practical. Already you can see experimental setup is ready, all the chemical reagent and glass apparatus present in this table. So, now we will start this practical. So, at first we will fill up this burette using sodium hydroxide solution. So, before filling, in the time of practical, obviously you wash it and rinse it, then you fill up this one. You can see this burette, what is the initial value? You can see the initial value is 0 and the final value is 50. So, I will fill up at first this sodium hydroxide solution in this burette. See now. Student, this is a colorless solution. So, when I will adjust this one into the zero reading, obviously I will consider the lower meniscus. You can see it 0 value and this is 50. So, this is the initial value for our titration. Now, in the second step, what we will do? Now, using this pipette, I will take oxalic acid and transfer into the conical flask. Okay. So, this is one 20 ml pipette. So, using this 20 ml pipette, I will take oxalic acid and transfer into the conical flask. This is also a colorless solution. So, in time of adjustment of this reading, here also we consider the lower meniscus. Yes. Now, I am transferring into the conical flask. Ensure that not a single drop of oxalic acid should be present inside this pipette. Okay. Now, I am adding 2 to 3 drop of indicator, phenolphthalein indicator into this oxalic acid. Now, our experimental setup is ready. In this burette, sodium hydroxide solution and into the conical flask, oxalic acid and phenolphthalein is present. So, now I will add sodium hydroxide from this burette into the oxalic acid. So, in time of titration, using my left hand, I will control the knob of this burette and control the drop what will be coming from this burette, and using my right hand, I will take this conical and continuously stir it to make the solution homogeneous. Now, student, I am adding sodium hydroxide solution into the oxalic acid. So, what is the chemistry behind it? So, when I am adding sodium hydroxide solution into the oxalic acid, that means oxalic acid is neutralized by this base. So, one situation will come, all the acid will be neutralized by this base, and that time if you again add 1 to 2 drop of extra sodium hydroxide solution into the conical, the pH will be more than 7, and that time phenolphthalein change its color from colorless to pink, because it is one basic indicator. So, now I am starting titration. See now. So, I am adding sodium hydroxide from burette and continuously stirring the solution, and the end point will be colorless to pink. When all this oxalic acid neutralized by NaOH, then if you again add extra sodium hydroxide, then the medium will be basic, pH will be more than 7, and that time phenolphthalein changes color from colorless to pink. So, the end point is from colorless to pink. The end point will be from colorless to pink. Yes. Now, student, you can see this is the end point, colorless to pink. Okay. So, now see the burette reading. So, initial value 0, and what is the final value? You can see the final value is 41. So, the initial burette reading is 0 and final value is 41. In the same way, we repeat this titration minimum 3 times to get the concordant reading. Still now, if we not get 3 concordant reading, we will continue this titration. Now, come to the observation table. Student, you can see the observation table. This is the table. Yes, you can see this is the serial number, volume of oxalic acid means what we take using this pipette, burette reading, initial, final means this is the volume of sodium hydroxide. Yes, then final means initial means we will get volume of sodium hydroxide solution, and then we will get the mean value. Suppose in the observation 1, what you see, what is the volume of oxalic acid? 20 ml. What is the burette reading? It is 0 ml. Yes, initial value, and what is the final value? It is, you can see, 41 ml. 41. So, what is the difference? 41 minus 0. So, what thing you are getting? 41 ml. Yes. Similarly, if we repeated this one, then you can see for the other titration also 40.9, and the value will be 40.9. And for the third observation also, volume of oxalic acid is 20 ml, initial value is 0, and the final value is, again you can see it is 40.1. That means the difference is 40.1. So, what is the mean reading? So, ultimately if you take this 3 value, add and divide it by 3, that means you will get the mean value is 41 ml. So, from the burette reading, after the titration, we are getting? We are getting the volume of sodium hydroxide solution. Now, student, come to the calculation part. What we do? In the first step, at first you will calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution. How? Using this equation. What is the equation? A1 M1 V1 is equal to A2 M2 V2. What is M1? M1 is the molarity of oxalic acid. What is V1? V1 is the volume of oxalic acid. So, you know already the strength of oxalic acid, this is M by 20, and also you know the volume of oxalic acid. What is the volume? This is 20 ml. Yes, pipette reading. Now, what is M2 and V2? M2 is the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution. This is our target. Yes, and what is the V2? V2 is the volume of sodium hydroxide solution. What is this? Ultimately the burette reading. What you get? 41 ml. Now, A1 and A2, already you know the formula of oxalic acid, it is COOH whole 2, means how many proton is present there? 2 protons are there. That is why the basicity of oxalic acid is 2. So, here A1 value is equal to 2. This is the basicity of oxalic acid. And in sodium hydroxide solution, how many hydroxide ion is present? 1. That is why acidity of sodium hydroxide is 1. That means A2 value is equal to 1. Now, student, in this formula, A1 is known, M1 is known, V1 is known, A2 is known, V2 is known, only M2 is our target. So, what is the A1 value? A1 value is equal to 2. If you put the value, A1 is equal to 2, M1 is equal to M by 20, V1 is equal to 20, A2 value is equal to 1 and V2 value is equal to the Bourdais reading 41 ml. So, if you put all this value, obviously you will get the value of M2. What is M2? This is the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution. But what is our target? Our target to concentration or strength of sodium hydroxide solution. So, in this practical, how can you get this one? How can you get this value? When the molarity is multiplied by molar mass of sodium hydroxide solution. What is the molar mass? Molar mass of sodium hydroxide is 40 gram per mole. So, if we multiply this molar mass with the molarity, what we get from this formula? If we multiply, then we get concentration of sodium hydroxide solution. What is the target of our practical? So, from this calculation, we are getting the result strength or concentration of sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, student, I think you understand this practical. Thank you.